As you can see now, it's snowing quite heavily. And look at it, isn't that a lovely scene? But I'm just hoping that a lot of these trees that have been planted are going to stay. You can see are going to stay there, and we won't have too many criminals knocking them all down. And you can see that amongst them there are these little yew trees, and I did notice as I walked through the middle there that quite a few of them have been kicked over by vandals. That's all one can say, but they've been there for years. I looked at a piece of history a while ago, and it was so interesting. They put up a newspaper piece, and it looked like it was just written yesterday about what vandals had been doing, and it was from centuries ago, from a very early newspaper. So these idiots have been with us forever, and it seems strange that people keep breeding idiots. If natural selection is right, and I'm not going to get involved in that, if natural selection, and it does appear to be right, natural selection, what on earth is it selecting for idiots for? I suppose perhaps it's not, because most people aren't idiots. Then you ask the other question, well, if it's selecting for people who aren't idiots, how come there are so many idiots still left behind? Why have they not sort of died out in the evolutionary process? That's sort of difficult to work out there. I think I ought to ask somebody who's into that field, why hasn't it happened? Or why has it happened? Whichever way round you want to look at it. Yes, it's coming down steadily now. And somebody's rolled their snowball along here. You can see it gathering the snow, but it's now being filled up again with the current snow. Well, it's not actually current snow, is it? I mean, there's not currents coming down, it's ice snow, isn't it? Oh, here's the ball. Now I found it. Look at this size of this. I think they've given up. Actually, I think it might not be there, so I don't think I can move that. The weight of the snow is so heavy. Good gracious, I'm falling all over the place. Look at that. That is what you call a snowball. Well, I'm falling over piles of muck that have sort of frozen. There we are. We got right there. Now, you can see what I was talking about the other day. There's the lamb's tails coming out, and they're covered in snow. I've got an idea that's not an unusual thing. We're beside the woods. I'm wondering whether to go up in the woods. I think perhaps I may go back this way, paddle through this, whatever it is. So difficult to... Look at that massive snowball through there. That is huge, isn't it? That is huge. Now we're back in the woods, back in the paddling mood. I'm doing plenty of exercise today. Trudging through the mud and the snow was giving quite a workout. Poor old boy. What is the matter with him? Oh dear, oh dear. Well, I think this may be the last one I do video. There's been several being completed, so had to make the most of it, didn't I? Because we don't see this beautiful stuff very often, and of course mostly we're happy not to see it, but just occasionally I'm rather pleased that we've got it to do these lovely videos, especially for friends in Asia who don't see snow and who request snow pictures. So there we go. Can you hear the mud squelching? It's how beautiful this is. I know I've sort of said that a few million times, so please forgive the old gentleman. Be interesting to see how the new camera goes. I've got a little one of these sporting cameras which films in 4K, and it's arriving today. I'm hoping that instead of having to hold the camera like I am now, it will do okay. Now the only thing is, and I'm hoping that will be okay, if I want to film in 4K, it's 25 frames a second, not 30. Now I shall have to sort of work on that and see whether it makes it jolt at all. If not, I can go down just a little to the next one. It's better than 1080, but not as good as 4K. So we'll see how that all pans out. My idea to get a drone somewhere near Christmas or just after hasn't worked out. I have tried and tried and tried to get information on drones. Well, the problem isn't that there isn't any. The problem is that there is buckets loads, and it is completely impossible to sort the wood from the chaff. That's just how it is, and so I really don't know what to do. Once this mess is over, this COVID mess, I hope that I can go into a shop and actually ask people, actually talk with people. What sort of... You go online, and of course they all want to sell you one at about £1,000. Oh, the best one you can get is this one, the DJI whatever it is. Oh yeah, they're the best. Well, I'm sure they are if you're paying £1,000, but I've seen others at a few quid. Now somewhere in the middle, around the 300 odd, there must be something that's half decent that I could deal with. But I mean, I don't know about them. There's the... oh dear, there's the problem. I don't know about drones. I know a few things. I know I want brushless motors, and I want under 250 grams, so it makes things easier. But apart from that, I really don't know. Yeah, so I really don't know what to do about the drone story. I haven't got any mates who fly drones, or at least not to my knowledge, so therefore I'm a bit stuck. I've seen a few that have got the spec I want, then I find they're over 250 grams, which is a waste of time because it all gets a lot more complicated. I've seen them with 4K cameras, and then I find other things that they've got brushes in their motors, and so on and so forth. Then I find some that are almost exactly what I want, but not quite. They're only filming in 1080, so that's not what I want. And so it goes on. So